Believe my eyes? Is that Freud you're reading, or are you just using the cover from his book to disguise a copy of Forever Amber?
It's Freud.
Well, now, that's excellent, Rusty. I'm gratified no end to see you take an active interest in psychology, to see that your association with me has developed a lust for knowledge, for an understanding of my methods.
Uh-huh. It says, in 1894, Freud took the decisive step of replacing hypnotism as a means of resuscitating buried memories by the method of free association, which is the kernel of the psychoanalytic method.
Well, interesting, huh, Rusty?
Yeah, guess so, Dan. But what does it mean?
Oh, well, my era. I shouldn't expect too much.
Dr. Daniel Danfield, student of crime psychology, has many times provided the police with a solution to a baffling crime. There's an interesting case ahead for the doctor today. We'll call it the case of the darkened face.
Rusty, would you mind telling me what's in the mail for today?
Oh, just the usual bunch of crackpot letters. One from some police chief in a small town upstate about a bricklayer who was murdered.
Yes, how was he killed?
His wife threw a brick at him.
Just an ordinary crime of passion.
And one from a woman who's threatening suicide.
Yeah, does she give a reason?
Yes. Her husband likes everything she likes.
Monotony, boredom, tedium. Anything else?
Yes. There's one from some ex-movie actress. Nothing interesting.
What does she want?
She wants you to come to Hollywood.
What? Rusty, give me that letter.
Oh, all right.
Lenore Ashley. Ex-movie actress, you say, Rusty?
Mm-hmm. Made a couple of pictures. One of them is being mentioned for the Academy Award.
Oh, then why do you say she's an ex-actress?
Well, she quit pictures about 6 months ago. Disappeared. Nobody's heard from her since.
We have, Rusty. This letter right here, mailed from Azusa, California. Where's Azusa, Rusty?
Don't you ever listen to the radio? Oh, it's a little town near Jack Bennyville.
Oh. Well, I'd better read the letter. Let's see, Dear Dr. Danfield.
I've already read it.
Quiet. Dear Dr. Danfield, I need your help. If you'll come to Hollywood, you will find further instructions at the General Delivery Window, Hollywood Post Office. Don't worry about the expense. I will pay all. I'm desperate. Lenore Ashley. Well, that's not very much to go on.
I told you it wasn't very interesting.
Evidently written in just paste, too. That accounts for the brevity.
Oh, Dan, we get letters like that all the time.
Rusty, I'm going to Hollywood.
No, Dan, you're not.
Rusty, I said we're going to Hollywood.
Oh, well, this looks like it's going to be a very interesting case.
Well, I knew you'd see it that way.
Oh, anyway, I'd have to go along, wouldn't I? You don't know where Azusa is.
Don't worry, I'll find it.
In a moment, we return for the second act of Danger, Dr. Danfield. But first... Now back to Michael Dunn for the second act of Danger, Dr. Danfield.
Dan, this is the silliest thing I ever heard of. Why, it's just like a detective story.
The letter, you mean? The one we picked up at the General Delivery Window?
Yes, only it wasn't a letter. Just an envelope containing the automobile road map.
But that blue line, Rusty, drawn in by hand from Los Angeles to Azusa, and then along the road that runs up San Gabriel Canyon, stopping at a little place called Coal Creek. Don't you think that's a bit intriguing, Rusty?
No, it's more like an old-fashioned paper chase to me.
Oh?
Oh, and now, Dan, take a good look. This is Azusa.
And I'm going to stop at this gas station and ask a few questions.
Howdy, friend. Something you want?
Good afternoon. A little information, if you don't mind.
That's what it says in that sign, friend. Gas, oil, information, and restrooms. What do you want to know?
Well, take a look at this map, will you? You see here where the blue line stops? Right there?
Yeah, that's Coal Creek.
Would you, by any chance, know who lives up there?
I know everybody who lives up there.
Oh, there's more than one?
Yeah, 6 or 7. Summer cabins, mostly. Fishermen. Good trout stream up there. Season ain't open, though, now.
Oh, summer cabins?
Yeah. Ain't nobody living in them now. This is winter.
Well, isn't there anybody living up there now?
Well, could be. One outfit, maybe. Never seen him come down.
Oh, who's that?
A folks by the name of Atwater. Liza Atwater.
Now, thank you very much, my friend.
You folks aiming on going up there?
Oh, could be.
I better fill up on gas, then. Wild country up there. Ain't another gas station between there and Denver.
Okay, friend. Fill her up.
Do you think this Liza Atwater is the woman we're looking for, Dan?
What do you think, Rusty?
Well, Liza Atwater sounds like a phony name to me.
Good, Rusty, you're learning. You probably noticed the similarity between Lenore Ashley and Liza Atwater, both names starting with identical initials.
Mm-hmm. Lenore Ashley, alias Liza Atwater. Oh, slow down, Dan. We're coming to a sign.
Yes, guess this is it. Coal Creek off to the left, it is. Ah, here we go.
Brother, what a road.
That's nothing but a trail.
Hope we don't have very much of this.
We haven't, look.
Oh, Dan, stop. There's a gate.
Yeah, according to our map, this should be it.
Uh-huh. And look at that high fence.
Oh, well, there's undoubtedly a gate. Yes, this is it, Rusty. See, it says Atwater Acres.
And all of them straight up the side of the mountain.
Yeah, that gate's locked.
And no bell. Now what do we do?
Well, over the fence, Rusty. Here, give me a push.
Oh, dear. Careful, Dan. There's barbed wire up here.
All right, come on.
There, I'm over.
All right, now here I come. Ouch! Oh, must have touched something, set off an alarm.
Dan, over that barbed wire. Oh, Dan, you're...
Rusty, remind me on that expense account. Put down one new pair of pants.
Fine-looking pair we are to call on a movie star.
Yeah.
Torn clothes and dirty.
Rusty, look out.
Besides that, we're not welcome.
That shot came from behind that clump of brush. Let's take a look and see if our sniper friend left any clues. Run, Rusty. Our friend may want to take another shot.
Oh, you're sure he's gone?
You can never be sure. But I heard him running away, and don't be too certain he isn't a she. Well, here we are. No chance of footprints. Ground's all covered with pine needles.
Here's something, Dan.
Now, give it to me.
An empty cartridge.
Yeah, revolver, 38. Yeah, so that's the hive our little bee came from. Well, there's nothing more here, Rusty. Let's make a dash for the house. Well, we made it.
Yeah, the hard way.
Now we'll play a little knock-knock. Oh, we know somebody's home.
Open the door, Richard.
Stop it. Well, Richard approacheth. Good afternoon. We're,
I know.
Oh?
Come right in, Dr. Danfield.
Oh, how do you know?
You, too, Miss Fairfax.
Well, I'll be...
I wonder how long they're going to keep us waiting in this waiting room.
That's what waiting rooms are for, Rusty. Waiting.
Yes, but enough's enough. Where did you come from?
Sorry if I startled you.
Listen, mister, I don't appreciate guys who sneak up on me from behind.
I said I was sorry. Now, I'm afraid that Elsa was a little hasty. Elsa, she's the maid.
Hasty about what?
About letting you in.
Look, you aren't hasty enough to suit me. Dan's torn his clothes.
If you're whom we think you are, you'll have an opportunity to change.
Change to what? We didn't bring any baggage.
That'll all be taken care of in due time. And now, if you please, some identification.
Identification?
Yes, your credentials.
Oh, very well. Here, is that conclusive enough proof that I'm a member in good standing of the Amalgamated Order of Discerning